All right, going now to Italy, prosecutors have demanded a 6-year sentence and lifetime ban from public office at the latest trial of former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. Mia San Vicente reports from Rome.
Italian prosecutors on Monday, May 13th, requested a 6-year jail sentence and a lifetime ban on holding public office against former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi on charges of abuse of office and paying for sex with a minor. The 76-year-old billionaire media tycoon and center-right political leader is accused of paying for sex with Karima El Marau, better known by her stage name Ruby the Heart Stealer, when she was under the age of 18 during the now notorious Bunga Bunga parties at his villa at Arcore near Milan in 2010. However, the prosecutors considered by far the more serious charge was that he abused the powers of his office during a separate incident by arranging for her to be released from police custody, where she was being held on theft charges. They requested 5 years imprisonment for the abuse of office and 1 year for paying for sex. The verdict is expected on June 24. In her closing arguments that lasted over 6 hours, Milan Chief Prosecutor Ilda Boccassini said there had been a system of organized prostitution aimed at the satisfaction of the sexual pleasure of Silvio Berlusconi, and that there was no doubt that Ruby had sex with the defendant, from whom she received benefits. Berlusconi has vigorously denied the accusations. Since he entered politics in 1990s, Berlusconi continuously found himself under investigation or on trial. Earlier in May, a court in Milan upheld an October 2012 conviction on tax fraud charges, which would confirm the 1-year jail sentence and the 5-year ban from public offices he had been given, though that remains frozen pending a second appeal. Prosecutors in Naples have also recently requested a trial against Berlusconi on charges of bribing a left-wing senator to join his parties. These legal woes have strained relations within current Prime Minister Enrico Letta's government, in which Berlusconi's PDL would make a key partner in a grand coalition. Reporting from Rome, Italy, this is Mia San Vicente for Eagle News Evening Edition.
Italian prosecutors have rejected a plea bargain attempt by the captain of the Costa Concordia cruise ship that ran aground last year, killing 32 people. Mia San Vicente is back with this report.
The legal team representing Costa Concordia captain Francesco Schettino said that on Tuesday, May 14th, at a pre-trial hearing, prosecutors turned down the request for Schettino to serve 3 years and 4 months in prison. Prosecutors are seeking to have the captain tried on charges including manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, and abandoning a ship. The captain of the wrecked Costa Concordia ship, Francesco Schettino, enters an Italian court for a pre-trial hearing. The court will decide who should stand trial and under which charges for the Costa Concordia crash, which killed 32 people in January 2012. The hearing is taking place in a theater in the center of the Tuscan town of Grosseto to allow a large number of people to attend the proceedings if warranted. Prosecutors are seeking to have Schettino tried on charges including manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, and abandoning a ship. They also want to send 5 other Concordia officers to trial over the accident. The lawyer representing Francesco Schettino said the captain was feeling depressed. "He is a man like everybody else. He is only human," he said. His legal team is set to request a simulation of the wreck using a twin ship or, if that's not possible, a computer simulation. But any additional tests or simulations would further prolong the start of the trial, and many are eager to see justice being carried out. The lawyer representing Francesco Schettino, the man many hold responsible for the tragedy of Costa Concordia, says the captain is feeling depressed. A year and a half has passed since the Costa Concordia smashed into rocks off the island of Giglio, and people want to see justice being carried out. Any delays to a trial start date would not be considered as a positive outcome. Reporting from Italy, this is Mia San Vicente for Eagle News Evening Edition.
The U.S. Navy says envoys from 41 nations have gathered in Bahrain to begin anti-mine drills in the Persian Gulf amid efforts by Iran to expand its naval presence there. Mem Orhaliza reports from Bahrain.
Yes, Alma. The United States and its allies are taking part in naval exercises in the coast of Bahrain. That includes minesweeping and escorting commercial ships in a region where Iran is seen as a threat to both trade and security. 41 countries are taking part in the 2-week international mine countermeasures exercise to practice minesweeping and protecting ports and energy installations in the Gulf. The exercises will include minesweeping and escorting commercial ships in a region where Iran is seen as a threat to both trade and security.
This part of the world is very important. I mean, mining is more effective in the choke points. And in this region, there's a lot of choke points. You've got the Strait of Hormuz, you've got the Straits of Bab el-Mandeb, you've got the Suez Canal, all of which could choke off the free flow transferred goods over the water.
In early 2012, Iran repeatedly threatened to block the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow exit route through which most of the Gulf's oil and gas is exported, amid heightened tension with the West over Tehran's disputed nuclear development program. But such threats have faded over the last few months, as world powers have tried to resolve their differences with Tehran through negotiations. The phase of the exercise, staged on water, will involve 35 ships, 18 unmanned underwater vehicles, and dozens of underwater explosives disposal divers. In addition to minesweeping and flying drones, this year's event will include escorting ships and protecting offshore terminals that oil and gas exporters in the Gulf rely on. Navy commanders insist the exercises are not intended solely against possible Iranian threats, but Iran has previously warned it could block critical Gulf oil routes in retaliation for Western sanctions over Tehran's nuclear program. Reporting from Manama, Bahrain, this is Clement Orhaliza for Eagle News Evening Edition. Back to you, Alma.
All right, thank you, Clement. May 12 saw the Spanish indignados take to the streets en masse to mark the second anniversary of the 15 million movement, which was born on May 15, 2011. The new theme of the protest is From Indignation to Rebellion. Angela Garcia reports from Madrid.
Thousands of supporters and members of the 15M Indignado movement marched in Madrid to mark its second anniversary that began when protesters occupied Puerta del Sol Square to express their outrage. Protesters gathered at 3 points of the city to march to the square before holding a silent protest, shaking their hands. Almost 5 million people in Spain were registered as unemployed in April. Data showed as their prospect of finding work in the country, with the European Union's second highest jobless rate, deteriorated further. They have thrown me out onto the streets with the labor reform law, and now I can't find work anywhere. I'm 46 and I feel no longer have a future. So what else can I do? Protest because I don't want to be given anything? I want to work. Everyone is saying, the state says we live beyond our means. What do? Do I leave Spain? Although the Indignados were born under the previous socialist government, they continue to protest the policies of the current conservatives, led by Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy. I do not agree with the government's policies. I think things are getting worse, and if we don't take to the streets, we have no chance. The movement gathered steam after the initial occupation of Puerta del Sol Square, and Spain sees frequent indignados protests against the government's spending cuts and failure to revive the moribund economy. Protesters gathered at 3 points in Madrid on Sunday before marching to the central square. As we have been reporting out of Spain, Alma, almost 5 million people in Spain were registered as unemployed last month. The country has the second highest jobless rate in the EU. The Filipinos are hoping that the economy will get better soon. Reporting from Madrid, Spain, this is Angela Garcia reporting for Eagle News Evening Edition. Back to you, Alma.
Thanks, Angela. Thousands of doctors and nurses across Spain's capital have staged a strike demanding the government to stop the privatization of public hospitals. Catherine Ferrer reports from Madrid.
Healthcare workers began another strike in Spain's capital, Madrid, to protest against privatization of management of 6 hospitals, which government says is vital to rein in spending. Although there have been several strikes since the plans were put forward by the regional government last October. This is the first of 5 planned walkouts.
Thousands marched last December against the plans to place 6 hospitals and dozens of medical practices under private management. They are also charging patients €1 for prescription. There are more than 70,000 healthcare workers in Madrid taking part in this strike action. The Madrid government is offering contracts worth a total of €4.6 billion over the next 10 years to run 6 hospitals in Madrid. The regional government says the savings are essential to keep Madrid's costs under control. The move, they say, will save them 20% of running costs over 10 years. Health workers and doctors in the public healthcare sector, however, disagree.
So far, maayos naman, pero hindi ako sang-ayon ng pagpapacheck up ay matagal maghintay. Magpapaschedule ka, ngunit hindi ka naman bibigyan ng appointment sa mismong araw pag hindi emergency. Hindi ako sang-ayon na maging private ang health service kasi kailangan ng bayaran ng mga check-up at pati na rin ang mga gamot.
Dito sa Spain, lalo na dito sa Madrid, ang mga doctors at kami mga nurses ay talagang apektado dahil sa gagawing mga private sa mga hospital. Kaya kumukuha kami ng mga signs ng mga tao para hindi private ang mga hospital.
Ang mga doctors at kaming mga nurses, mapapribado man o mapapublikang hospital dito sa bansang ito, ay hindi kami sang-ayon sa inilulunsad ng gobyerno na maging pribado lahat ng mga hospital. Bakit? Una, dahil sa mga tax, impuestos na binabayad ng mga bawat trabahadores dito sa bansang Espanya, kasama na po doon yung serbisyo ng kalusugan. Pangalawa, bawat konsulta na po ng bawat pasyente ay magbabayad na po sila. Pangatlo, karamihan na po ng mga doctors, nurses dito ay nagsisialisan na at gusto na pong magtrabaho sa ibang bansa.
Hospitals are running with minimum staff. There are also many Filipino nurses here, Alma. As you know, many are also migrating to other neighboring countries like Germany to find a better job. Many Filipinos are hoping that the recession here in Spain ends so soon so they could help their families back home. Reporting from Madrid, Spain, this is Catherine Ferrer reporting for Eagle News. Back to you, Alma.
Right, going now to the UK, a Filipinas tea and coffee lounge in one of the world's tea capitals, and that is London, drew praises and rave reviews. Meet Claire Buisson as our London correspondent. V. Season reports on how the lounge is garnering praise from food critics.
Opening a new business is daunting, especially in these economic times. This has not stopped a young entrepreneur opening her first business venture, a Filipino cafe in trendy Notting Hill, West London, bringing the concept of merienda to the Londoners. British food critics and bloggers are raving about the place, so I'm going to check out where you can have halo halo in the winter.
My name is Claire Bison and I'm from London. It's called La Quattro, which means to just chill, and this concept started from when I was a teenager, and I felt like it was time that the Philippines got on the map, basically. And so I'm introducing it in a subtle way right now. So I'm mixing it with favourite Far Eastern dishes, like prawn tempura, but I've got that sort of exclusive adobo rice balls, which gives people a chance to try a famous dish, but in a finger food style. Because we're all about the snacks here, the merienda, it's like small dishes, as opposed to sit-down meals. So, I mean, in the future, I do want to introduce larger meals and more Filipino dishes, so people really get to try what Filipino food is about, drink. And the bubble tea, actually, was something that I tried about 12 years ago in California, and I just fell in love with it.
Advice to have for people who have a passion and want to turn it into reality?
Passion, hard work, and prayer. That's what I can advise people that want to make their dreams a reality, basically.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. I don't know why. I was getting all emotional.
There are very few cross-cultural businesses here in London, but Claire's passion for Filipino food has become a template for success. From La Quacha, Notting Hill, London, I'm V. Manuel Season reporting for Eagle Broadcasting.